So, what is so great about Shepparton? So, what is so great about Shepparton? Well, many great events take place right here, and even here. Maybe it's the great weather, the sunshine, places and spaces. Or is it the great rivers and beautiful lakes? Water flows and things that grow. It could be the food. It's grown right here, you know. What about the artistic and cultural experiences that can be found in great locations? Including the colourful moving art cows scattered all around this great city. But it's also a place where great sports come to play. And those who enjoy the lifestyle so much decide to stay. It's a place of happy families and smiling faces, so it must be a great place to be. See, that's the thing about Shepparton. It's not just one, but many great things.
Wherever you're watching from, whatever you're watching on, welcome back to the 2016 Victorian Open. We're 3 finals down, and we've got 2 going on very soon. We've got 2 finals. We've got the women's and men's pairs finals. The women's pairs, Marilyn, Stephenson and Sandra Connolly from Moama versus Rhoanna and Laureen Smith from Club Mulwala. So it's a battle of the Murray in the women's pairs. In the men's pairs, on the adjoining rink, we have Lee Schreiner and Brad Marin taking on Dane McKinnon and Liam Garlick Adams, who've already been in one final today. So we'll be bringing you coverage of the women's pairs match. That will be our feature match, and we'll be bringing you around the grounds coverage and some selected highlights from the men's pairs on the adjoining rink. We've had 3 finals so far for those of you just joining our telecast. In the men's triples, Nick McIntyre, Graham Guy and Luke Eddington are the 2016 Victorian Open men's triples champions. In the women's triples, it was Claire Sanders, Anne Miles and Laureen Smith who won that final. Laureen going for her 2nd title at the Victorian Open in the space of a couple of hours. 2 great matches. We will be focusing on the women's match. It's great to bring in now from 98.5 1FM and from Everything Bowls, Daniel Nicholas to co-commentate. Daniel, a couple of great games in anticipation of here.
Yeah, these 2 we're really looking forward to live broadcasting. We've got a great pair here of a mother and daughter combination of Rhoanna Smith and Laureen Smith. Now, we believe Rhoanna Smith, this is only her 3rd year in bowling, and she has made it to the finals at the Victorian Open women's pairs. That's unbelievable, isn't it?
It's an extraordinary achievement, and yeah, you're right. Rhoanna has only been playing bowls for about 3 years. She picked up a bowl 16. Her mum, Laureen, though, is a terrific bowler. She's the current state mixed pairs champion, multiple club and region winner in the Ovens and Murray. She's a terrific bowler and you know, a very well respected name in the sport in that area. But Rhoanna only picked it up 3 years ago, and joining up with her mum here. Interesting story with Rhoanna Smith, because Rowanna has only recently just moved to Melbourne. She's doing a science degree at Melbourne University. So for those Metro pennant teams in the inner city of Melbourne, which we can tell you is where Rhoanna has moved to, you might want to watch this game, and you might want to tap this young lady on the shoulder to come and play pennant for you. Because right now, she's playing every now and then for Club Mulwala, and I think she'd be a welcome addition on what we've seen in this tournament to any Metro pennant side. So if you're in the inner city Melbourne, keep an eye on this young lady here. I think on what we've seen so far in the tournament from Rowanna, I think there will be plenty of clubs that are looking for her in the sectionals. They had if you're talking about a group of death, as you often do for sports, the sectional that Rhoanna and Laureen Smith were in was pretty much the group of death. They lost their opening sectional match 14-10 to Melissa Larkham and Lisa Phillips.
Righto.
The defending women's pairs champs.
Now, what was their next game?
They had a 14-11 win over Gwen O'Farrell and Janine Roberts.
Yep.
And then, in the last game, they won 16-6 over Suzanne Tyson and Jeanette Overall. But what happened in the second game was that Suzanne Tyson and Jeanette Overall absolutely thumped Melissa Larkham and Lisa Phillips. And it opened the door. Rhoanna and Laureen won 2 of their 3 sectionals, got through 3 by 3 on shot difference. There were 3 teams on 2 wins, and they snuck through. And when they got to the knockout rounds, they made up for lost time. They dusted off Julie Stainton and Paddy Warlow, 16-7. 2 really good bowlers in Kerry Leask and Mary Trigard, 11-9 in the last 16. Kathy Maskery and Gail Page from Glen Waverley, who'd been playing quite well in the tournament in the quarterfinals, 16-6. And in the semi, Mia Young and Samantha Robinson, 16-8. So, not really too much margin for error in how they've gone throughout the knockouts, but they got through quite possibly one of the toughest sectionals you could imagine.
Yeah, they've definitely deserved to get this far. As you can see, this is the rink that we're showing the women's finals. On the other side, though, we have Lee Schreiner, who's in the men's pairs with Brad Marin, and Dane McKinnon and with Liam Garlick-Adams. Now, Lee Schreiner is in the finals of the men's singles as well. So if he gets through this pairs game, and of course gets through his singles, that marathon man could be up for another Vic medal.
He certainly could. The Vic medal's definitely up for grabs right now. Anne Miles may have one hand on it, though, with her win in the women's triples final. We'll let you know how that unfolds. We will let you know how the men's pairs final unfolds on the adjoining green. Now, just a reminder to those just joining our telecast that we have a competition you can win. There's not only the only winners here are not only the people who are going to be picking up the medals at the end of each game here, at the end of each of these very, very good finals. You can win, be part of our live stream coverage, 3 sets of aero bowls. We've got for the 3 best tweets that we receive as judged by our panel, you'll win a set of aero bowls valued at $495 each. So all you have to do is use the hashtag 2016VicOpen. Tweet to us, maybe something, maybe something humorous that you see, maybe something that you're noticing about the game, a little bit of insight into the match. Tweet to us. We're at Bowls Victoria. That's our Twitter handle. So tweet to us, use the hashtag 2016VicOpen, and you might be walking away with a brand new set of aero bowls. Daniel Nichols keeps trying to tweet during the match to get his hands on the aero bowls.
It's a great giveaway. Aero bowls, like 3 sets to give away. That's excellent. And all you need to do really is just tweet your comments. Really, something unique maybe might get you a set of bowls. As you can see here, Paul Bentham, 2016 Vic Opens. That's the hashtag. Decided I need a bigger screen.
That's the beauty of this telecast too, is not only can you watch it on your device, you can watch it on your iPad or your iPhone or on your laptop computer. You get your HDMI cable out and plug it into the big screen. No reason you can't do that. You can watch it in glorious high definition thanks to our broadcast partner, MySport Live. Now let's take a look at the other combination in the women's pairs final, going up against mother and daughter Rhoanna and Laureen Smith. Marilyn Stephenson and Sandra Connolly from Moama Bowling Club. Now, 2 very experienced bowlers in the Bendigo-Campaspe area. Part of the women's region sides winning Bendigo-Campaspe team. both in excellent form. I caught some of their, I've caught 2 of their matches actually, just as luck would have it, just snapping some photographs for the Bowls Victoria website and doing some writing for the website. And I've managed to catch 2 of their matches, and they are in really very, very good form. Take a look through the sectionals. They beat Lynn Johnston, Sandra Snow 19-9, Kathy Schwarzer and Denise Ewing 15-8. Have a look at this sectional result against Karen Evans and Pat Schramm, 2 really handy bowlers from City of Echuca, 2 really good bowlers, 23-3. They've dusted them off in the sectional.
That's a massive win.
It's a big win. And that's 2 really handy bowlers from that part of the world. Round 2, beat Jill Naylor and Diane Coleman 24-1. Last 16, Diane Downey, Lynn Nicholson 16-12. In the quarters, one of the games I caught, and they were terrific in this, beat Blaine and Gail Edwards, both state players, 14-12. And in the semi, very high quality match, beat Meredith Norton and Anne Draffen, 14-8. Anne Draffen had also made the semi-finals in the mixed pairs. So they have taken some really good form. I've seen a lot of Marilyn and Sandra play at women's region sides this year with the Bendigo Campaspe team. They were terrific. They were a really, really good part of it. And fantastic bowlers both. We're in for a really, really good match here. You've got 3 really high quality state class bowlers and a young lady in Rhoanna Smith who's very much an up and comer.
It's only moments away from the first jack to be rolled. Now earlier yesterday, his men's semi-finals, Lee McElvenny and Matt Flapper. You can see how close the heads are. That standard of the game was very high. And later on in 2 more games, you will be seeing Matt Flapper play in the men's singles up against Lee Schrainer.
Should be an absolutely cracking game, that one. I think that's one we're all looking forward to.
Yeah.
Here's Dane McKinnon, who's an absolutely brilliant touch in the men's triples. Unlucky to be on the losing team there.
So Dane's also playing in the men's pairs at this point in time. And he had a ripping game in the men's triples in the semi-finals to get over Tony Wood on an extra end. He's in ripping form. Now we're going to give you some action of the women's pairs final, 2016 Victorian Open, first end.
And just a reminder that we're bringing you around the grounds, we're bringing you updates and a little bit of vision from the men's pairs, which is on the adjoining rink. The women's pairs is our feature match, and we'll be sticking with that.
Now, it's fair to say, Guy, a 19-year-old who's never been in this environment before. I know she's got the support of her mother, who's played very well in this tournament, and she's achieved a lot in her bowls career. But it's not really the same when you're at one end and she's at the other. She's got a lot of crowd here looking upon her, and she's also live on the internet. So this is a big, big moment for her, and I'm sure it will take a few ends just to get her into things. But once she's right,
it'll be a real test of nerve. And the other thing as well is that she's coming up against Marilyn Stephenson, who is a really experienced bowler. She'll be going bowl for bowl with a lady who's played bowls for a long time at a very high standard, and she's a winner. Marilyn and Sandra have played a lot of bowls together. They play at the wonderful Moama Bowling Club up in the Echuca area on the Murray. A fantastic club, really magnificent facilities there, and about to get better. A wonderful redevelopment underway with a couple of undercover greens, and a couple of new grass greens, completely revamped setup, which they're hoping to have done by the end of April next year. Rhoanna just struggling to find a range a little there.
understandable though.
I think it's also too that they haven't been inside on the carpet very much either. A lot of their games, the sectionals were certainly away, and they haven't been inside here too much. We've got a tweet here from Will Emerson. Will was a part of the tournament as well. Got fairly deep in the triples. I should be working right now, but can't keep my eyes off the computer screen. Bowls Victoria. Sims, you are my hero. Obviously, in relation to Michael Sims, some of that forehand in the mixed pairs.
That was great to watch, wasn't it?
Very pretty to watch.
Took him about 5 ends to get used to it, but once he did, he was just unstoppable. It was great to watch.
Will Emerson also went very well in this tournament too, so well done to you. Shame you can't be at this end, but it's good to have you as a part of our live stream coverage, Will. Here's Laureen. She's a wonderfully composed bowler.
Yeah, pretty handy bowl for her first bowl.
Side needed that too. She's always been a tremendous support to her daughter too. When she won her gold medal in the women's triples in the presentation speech afterwards, she said, "Ro, just don't worry, just put your bowls down."
Yeah, that's all right.
Exactly the right advice to be giving your daughter on the big stage for the first time.
Now, Laureen's not too far away again, just a little bit lighter on that time. She's holding one.
When we next have a look at Sandra Connolly bowling, I'm going to ask you, Daniel, just to have a look at her action. It's a very interesting action where she almost flips her hand backwards and flips it forward again. Take a look at that in a second. Laureen, a very composed bowler, and been there, done that in a lot of these larger events. We have to also remember too that a lot of these ladies, particularly up on the Murray and you know, in the Ovens and Murray area, they play in a lot of big tournaments. Sometimes sneak over the border to New South Wales and play more in the tournament side of things as well. So they're well used to playing in matches, I guess, where there's price tags attached.
Mm.
And
Look at this. She whirs up. She's got the shot again.
that's a really good shot,
We'll
Laureen
check this
Smith.
delivery out.
Now have a look at Sandra's delivery. I find this quite interesting. I've watched a fair bit of Marilyn and Sandra over the last week. Played a lot of bowls together, these ladies. Now watch the delivery here. Turns the hand around and flips out.
Yeah, so she has a bit of it. I remember about 12 or 15 years ago, I know a lot of the juniors used to twist their bowl. I don't know if it was maybe because they had small hands and they couldn't quite get the, by twisting the bowl sort of helped them. But I do know, yeah, around about, it would have been 10 to 15 years ago, they just had that action. It was kind of like a little trend that was going on. And she might have picked that up from them, I'm unsure, but it's definitely working well for her though.
It's worked well for Sandra over a lot of years. And
she does the same thing over and over and over again. It just becomes natural, and there's nothing wrong with it.
It's a very regular tournament winner. So it clearly works for her. Now we ask about that. Ask about this a lot in bowls. I'll wait till Rhoanna does. I want to ask you something about Marilyn Stephenson, which I will shortly.
And Rhoanna's got a very nice delivery. She gets away quite nicely, nice and smooth. She gets down easily. She's only been bowling for 3 years.
And well bowled there.
That's a good bowl.
That's a good bowl. And that'll hopefully settle the nerves a little bit for her. We speak a lot in sports, and particularly, I guess, in cricket about left and right-hand combinations, and we've seen a bit of this happening in the pairs, and we've got a left and right here with Marilyn, Stephenson, Sandra, Connolly.
Yep.
How does that, I guess, help you in pairs? Does it help?
No, I don't think so. Look, I played pennant for my club in Nagambie, and my third, it was a left-hander, and I don't think it matters in any way. I can't see any difference.
Just interesting, we've seen a few left-right-hand combinations go quite deep in the pairs.
Yeah. So Rhoanna Smith's got one shot sitting there right now. Let's see if her mother can add to the head and make a multiple.
Isn't it just a fantastic thing about our great sport that you can play parent and child?
Yeah, I think it's great.
You can play grandparent and child these days. There are so few sports that allow you to do this, and bowls is one. Just adds to I guess the joy of success if it comes your way.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what size you are, doesn't matter how old you are, gender. It's just there's no limit in lawn bowls. And as you can see here, we've got a massive tournament, Bowls Victoria. It's Victoria's biggest tournament, and we have a girl here who's only 19 years of age, and she's only been bowling 3 years, and she's got a chance to win the women's pairs final. Tough competition though. Sandra draws the shot.
Yeah. The Moama ladies are very, very good bowlers, both of these, and they really have been in terrific form.
Ooh. Sandra's got another handy bowl coming down here. This is the forehand that Michael Sims seemed to like. Oh, not quite enough.
All the ladies just struggling a little to find their range early doors, but again, also with I think too with Marilyn Stephenson and Sandra Connolly, they haven't spent much time in on the carpet this tournament either.
Yeah, you got a crowd here watching. You're on the camera, and you've never played on the surface, so it's going to take a few ends to get used to it. So Connolly and Stephenson holding 2 shots. Not quite enough for 3. They might get the measure out. One. Another good thing about this sport, Guy, is you're online here, where the whole world can see. You've only been playing a sport for 3 years. You could take up bowls right now, go to a practice, find your local bowling club, play for 2 times a week, play in pennant. After a few years, you could be on TV.
The Rhoanna Smith story, there it is. I mean, and that's the thing with the sport. I mean, so many people say it's easy to learn, impossible to master, which we hear so often about bowls. Bowls, it really is. It is Bowls Victoria's slogan. Bowls is for everyone, because you can play this game no matter what, and it really does allow you to be as competitive as you want to, if you want to get involved in the pennant side of things, and also participation. It's a great sport for getting out into the outdoors and enjoying the sunshine. It's predominantly a summer sport in Victoria. It's played obviously all year round in more climatically nice parts of the world, but even with places like this, you can play under covers. You can play it all year round in a lot of places. It's a great sport, it really is. And it's great that we're able to advertise some of our really high quality bowls. This is the best tournament we've got in the state. And for people to see it everywhere. We know we've got people from Canada viewing, we've got people from the UK viewing, we've got people from all around Australia tuning in. Hopefully a few tuning in before the Bowls Premier League tonight. We know there's Bowls Premier League tonight, but plenty of bowls going on here.
So Rhoanna's already got 2 reasonably close ones. She's got second shot and third shot. See if she can correct, and want to be struggling a little bit with weight.
Again, it's probably just a product of coming into the carpet and not really being that familiar with it. As we pointed out earlier, they have spent a lot of time on the outside greens. And also at the outside venues. We run the tournament across 17 venues throughout the Goulburn Valley, and the Smiths have spent a lot of time, shall we say, on the road in this tournament. Obviously, we all come back to Shepparton Park for the finals on the Wednesday, but a lot of their lead-up stuff was done on the road.
It's a full 180 twist, isn't it?
It is a full 180 twist. It's a fascinating delivery.
I've seen lots of 90-degree twists, but that's a full 180. And she still gets it away smooth.
It clearly works for Sandra, because she is one of the most successful bowlers in that region or in any region of Victoria. She's a regular competition winner, regular participant at the highest level. So it clearly works.
And Laureen nearly getting shot there. She finished jack eye. It's a good result. We have Laureen Smith on her forehand. Might be a fraction wide. She's still got one bowl to come though. She's 2 down. Sandra might just be going through a little bit. She's in the area though. So Stephenson and Connolly 4-1 after 3 ends. And we're going to take you across to the men's pairs. And we have Dane McKinnon up against Lee Schrainer.
And we'll cross over to Scott Nicholas. Bring us up to date with how that one started, Scotty.
That's right. Well, it's a pretty even start to the match. Schrainer and his partner Brad Marin, they picked up 3 shots on the first end. A great start for them. But Dane McKinnon and Liam Garlick-Adams, they replied straight away with 3 of their own. So after 2 ends, it's 3 apiece. Looks like Marin and Schrainer have a couple of shots in the head at the moment, but they'll probably have to measure for third. So I think 2, so it could be 5-3 after this end, but we'll have to wait and see. Lee Schreiner's still got 1 bowl.
Thanks for that update, Scott. We'll keep going back to you as the match unfolds over there. We'll keep you up to date with as much action as we can. We'll get back to our feature match, which is the women's pairs final. Rhoanna and Laureen Smith against Marilyn Stephenson and Sandra Connolly.
So great bowl there by the 19-year-old. Marilyn Stephenson just trying to get that shot back. So her mother's got her to just sort of play a little bit through, just to sort of cover, just in case they sit her out or she trails. She has added another one though. There we go.
Well played.
She's got 2 shots.
Fantastic bowling from Rhoanna Smith there.
Now, you were saying before, Guy, that you have watched a few of these games from Marilyn and Sandra. Now, typically ladies just tend to draw and play a few running shots. Is that the same here, you think?
Pretty much the same.
Yep.
I think you're going to see fairly similar.
She's playing with a little bit of weight. She's got nothing to lose. Jack-eye bowls, she got the back. Just not turning enough for her.
Yeah.
It's another one behind. Now Rowanna really needs a placement bowl here. She doesn't want to make that target any bigger. Nice forehand shot. Just playing maybe a metre over just in case Sandra comes in and trails the jack. It's not too bad there. It's behind.
It's a handy little break to have 4-1 at the moment, but the Smiths in good position here, maybe to pull a couple back.
Yeah, they got 2. The only down thing about this is they're just sitting there and they're just waiting to be sat on, or they're just waiting to sort of take that jack back. Depends on how Sandra needs to play aggressively here and sit out the bowls or bring that jack back. And as you can see here, that's the perfect weight to play. Just not quite narrow enough. Still 2 down. Made it a little bit harder now. And Laureen's doing the right thing here, forehand, trying to cover, but also maybe try and stay in the count. She stays on that side of the rink. That's good.
It's very good.
She might have wanted maybe a little bit of extra a metre weight, but that's still pretty handy. She's going to swap her hands. By having that short, not really a short bowl, but having that shortish bowl that Laureen's put there, Sandra can actually use it. That's what it seems to be the plan. She doesn't need to use it though. Sandra Connolly. What a bowl.
It's a fantastic bowl, isn't it?
Now the head's changed around a bit.
So pressure on Laureen now to deliver something special because they have shot here.
Now this is the communication with the ladies a little bit different. They trust each other. They talk to each other while they're at the other end, and they like. She just delivered. Laureen will ask her daughter the question, and the question will be answered, and then she'll just play the bowl. As you can see in the other events, the men are walking up and down and visualising their shot. That's the old-fashioned bowls coming out, I think. It used to happen all the time in the 70s and 80s, and then I guess late 90s, that's when people started walking up and down. So Stephenson and Connolly get another one.
They're up 5-1. They've opened up a very handy break early in the match here.
Now, quickly talking about that guy, when I started bowls in 1999, early 2000. And pretty much, 1999 I started. Pretty much, you would never walk up the head unless you were asked to come up. And now a lot of the times, everyone just sort of just walks up and down. Even the thirds will run up their last bowl. You never really had that much 15, 20 years ago. It never rarely happened. And I think a lot of the ladies still play like that. And I don't know if it's a thing back then. It was all about respect. But I'm not sure where it came from. But I just know that when I started bowls, you rarely saw people walking up and down the head. The game has changed a lot.
Bit of action on the men's green there. One of the bowls has come flying over into over towards women. This shaping is a very important end. You get the feeling. Just they've opened up a little bit of a break here. We'll just correct that scoreboard. It's 5-1. They've opened up a little bit of a margin, so the Smiths are going to have to start pegging them back. We're in the 5th end now. They're up by 4 shots.
Now, if you guys didn't watch our mixed pairs final, Sims and Steele were in a similar position here. They were actually 6-1 down, and they came back and got a 5 on the next end, was 6-6. They ended up winning that game by 7 shots in the end. So it just goes to show that early days, anything can happen.
It's a nice bowl.
And Rowanna's put in a shot bowl there.
And you're right, a big number can change everything, can't it?
Yep. Now, Marilyn Stephenson looking pretty good. Needs to keep running. Handy.
Bowls is obviously massive up in the Murray region. There's a lot of clubs stretched along that border region, like the club Mulwalas of the world and Moama. Big venues. They're big, not only bowls venues, they're entertainment venues and poker machine venues in a lot of cases. Big clubs. Moama is a big club where Marilyn Stephenson and Sandra Connolly play. I mean, it's a big New South Wales style pokies club, and they're redeveloping a lot, and they've got wonderful food outlets and TABs and all those sort of things. But they're very proud of their bowls history there. They're very proud, and they're building a wonderful new facility, which will probably be one of the best in Australia by the time it's finished, with undercover rinks, synthetics, 2-tooth dwarf. And they're very proud of their bowls history. They don't see themselves as just a pokie club. They see themselves as a community hub and a bowls club.
That's good.
And they're and bowls is a very big part of what they do. And you see the great bowlers that come out of that club. Marilyn and Sandra included. They have quality, absolute quality up there.
Laureen needs to promote, get a slide. That's good. This is what they need. Good bowl. Now, Sandra most likely going to be going backhand. Yeah, she's playing that backhand. God, so close. She has another one there as well. She picked that up, she would have got 3 shots. Not a bad spot.
The body language from Rhoanna, they're riding every bowl that her mum puts down. It's fascinating to watch. Viewers saw it there. She was just hunched, almost willing the bowl in.
Yeah, so if Sandra... It might just have to be a draw. Just play a little bit of weight. Just a bit narrow, that's all. So Laureen Smith. Quite enough legs, but they'd take one out. Yeah, they really need to win this end, Guy. They've got one. Hoping to get two. 2 shots. So that brings them within 2 now.
It's 5-3 to Stephenson Connolly over Smith and Smith. Now there's a bit of action happening in the men's pairs final, which is on the adjoining green over here. We'll cross to Scotty Nicholas. Scott, can you update us as to what's going on? That's the match between Dane McKinnon and Liam Garlick-Adams and Lee Schreiner and Brad Marin.
Well, we're trading in threes at the moment here, Guy. And unfortunately for Dane McKinnon and Liam Garlick-Adams, the last couple of threes have gone the way of Schreiner and Marin. The game started with Schreiner picking up 3, which Dane McKinnon replied with 3 of his own. The last 6 have gone to Lee Schreiner and Brad Marin. Brad Marin is bowling exceptionally well as lead. Most of his bowls are on the jack, but as we see there, Dane McKinnon's just taken it out. So that'll be re-spotted on the tee, which opened things up for Dane with his last couple of bowls.
Their heads have been extremely tight on that end rink.
It's been a fantastic game so far, and if I were Matty Flapper watching, I'd be pretty nervous about the way Lee Schreiner's going at the moment.
I don't think you're telling anything, Matty, that he does. Telling Matty anything he doesn't know.
Well,
I mean, Matt's got a lot of respect for Lee Schreiner. I think he knows exactly what he's in for in the 6 p.m. match.
all right, we're switching over to the ladies' finals.
Oh, and just in time too. Wonderful bowl, Rhoanna Smith there. Can Rhoanna get one as close as she got her lead bowl? It's 2 really good bowls from Rhoanna Smith there. She's starting to find her range. The 19-year-old been playing bowls for just 3 years. She's in the final of the Vic Open. Marilyn Stephenson delivers now. Rhoanna's delivered a couple of nice bowls there. Let's see what she can do here.
Just a little bit narrower. Those first 2 were pretty good though. They'll do the job for now. So Marilyn Stephenson just needs to creep around that bowl. That's an amazing bowl. She played that very well.
Got a great crowd building up here. Really good crowd building up on our show rink. 2 magnificent games in progress. Just a reminder, after our pairs finals, we'll have the women's singles final between Kelly McCarrion of Canada and Anne Miles of Yarrawonga. Around about 6 p.m, the men's singles final. Matthew Flapper, Commonwealth Games bronze medalist, taking on Lee Schreiner of Tasmania, who's in action in the men's pairs over there. Will Lee Schreiner have 1 title under his belt by the time he comes to the men's singles final? We'll find that out in the next little while. He's going pretty well so far, 9-3 up. In fact, it's just gone to 10-3 now, we believe. 10-3, just picked up a shot there.
Pretty handy bowl there by Laureen. Connolly's in the area as well. She's played that. Oh, she nearly made 2 out of that. It's a bit tricky now for Laureen to actually figure out what shot to play. She's just walking up to have a good look at the head. So unfortunately, she can't play with too much weight because her bowl could go out. She might be playing backhand just to maybe topple hers over. Just needs a little roll.
Just a reminder to everyone at home to our pairs matches 15 ends. 0 to end 6 here. So this is the 6th end that we're playing. We cap out at 15 ends.
Now she's gone forehand here. It's a little bit narrow. She's cleared the pack. So Connolly take 1.
That pushes them out to a 6-3 lead. Marilyn, Stephenson and Sandra Connolly of Moama Bowling Club. 6-3 up over Laureen and Rhoanna Smith of Club Mulwala. Sandra giving us game face there. It's great to see they've got a sense of humour on the show rink. It's good to know our bowlers know where the camera is.
Over there in the men's pairs, having a quick view. Lee Schreiner running up his bowl. They're delivering some nice heads over there. What looks to be an epic men's pairs final.
And back to the women's. Wonder how Rhoanna's confidence is now. She's got a couple of nice bowls in the last couple of ends. Seemed to have settled into a bit of a rhythm.
Yeah, I reckon. Yeah, I reckon she's doing well now. We all knew that those first few ends were going to be a little bit sketchy. That's only normal. And I think now this is the 7th end. I think she's sort of found her rhythm now and maybe calmed down a bit. Some games you're never calm. But I think, yeah, she's much more calmer now. See, she's probably a little bit sweaty, as you can see there.
She's bowled really well throughout this tournament too.
Yep.
I mean, you know, her mum is a fantastic bowler, and we know Ryan's been bowling for 3 years, but she's bowled really, really well throughout this tournament to help them get to this point. And it's nice to see she's found her rhythm a bit. I said she's only been playing for 3 years. She plays on occasion now. She's moved to Melbourne. She's completing a science degree at Melbourne University. So obviously she's moved away from the Yarrawonga area. but still maintains her affiliation to her club.
Marilyn Stephenson, another person that also, in saying that, all the people that we've actually live broadcast, they've all got very nice deliveries. They get the bowl away very nicely. They do the same thing over and over again. Yeah, no matter how young, no matter how old you are, they're still getting down and they're still delivering it very nice. Seems to be a pretty good bowl here by Rhoanna. Just needs to roll over. Yeah, good bowl.
It's a lovely bowl.
Crowd clap. They love seeing it here on the show rink.
It is fantastic to have a mother and daughter combination on the show. We had a husband and wife, obviously with Ian and Julie Ross in the mixed pairs, and now we've got a mum and daughter. It's fantastic that you can play with your family and you can get to the finals of a big event. Extraordinary.
Oh, ooh. It was very weighty, that shot. Suppose she does have the back bowl, and she did have second shot.
It is a lovely delivery she's got.
And Rowanna has delivered another good bowl here. You can hear the crowd clapping her on.
Yeah.
That's two handy bowls.
Could be an interesting double with the Moama team at the moment with Marilyn and Sandra up 6-3. Now, if they went on to win this, it sets up a very interesting double. Should the Murray Steamers, who are of course run and propped up by the Moama Bowling Club, do well in the BPL, and we know the finals of that are on much later tonight. So it could be a very interesting double if they can in fact take a Victorian Open title and perhaps even win the BPL.
It's all about Moama, eh?
It certainly is today.
Now, sorry, guys, Laureen here she really needs to tuck that jack away or put something behind, because it's just open for Sandra to come through, put the kitty away or sit on the bowls. And she has added another one to the head though. It puts the pressure on. Yeah. She needs to sit on the bowl, take that jack back. Sandra Connolly. Oh. She's cut one out. She's two down. Now I'm going to predict this. I'm going to predict the Smiths are going to get 3 on this end.
Okay.
Do you know why?
Why is that?
Because then it'll be 6-6.
Well, we've seen, for those of you
There's
just
3
joining our telecast, we have had every game on the show rink since we started yesterday. That's 5 games in total now, 6 games in total, where we've had the score at 6-6. And the majority of those, would you believe, have been after 6 ends. In fact, this one is now in the 7th end, so this will be slightly different.
But
if they can get...
Looks like it's getting changed up here. Oh, yeah. reckon they've still got 2. And Laureen's got 1 to come. Now, the godfather here, this is Ryan Collins. He's a ex-Shepparton Park bowler. Awesome coverage once again from Bowls Victoria. Watch him from the Central Coast. Dan Nichols, myself, and Guy Hands here. Top job, lads. Hashtag 2016 Vic Open.
Good on you, Ryan. Many thanks. And what a nice part of the world Central Coast is. Wow.
Oh,
Do you know whereabouts he is up there on the Central Coast? It's a good part of the world.
unsure, to be honest. Like I have all these names in my head. Where he's Cessnock, maybe?
Yeah, nice part of the world.
Yeah.
You're not going to go too far wrong any of those parts of New South Wales. Beautiful. Great beaches up there. Cessnock's a bit inland, but great beaches. Nice part of the world. Hello to all our visitors, or to all our watchers in that part of the world.
Well, let's have a look at the scores here. We don't know whether they picked up a 2 or a 3. There it is, ladies and gentlemen, 3.
Well, would you believe
6-6.
6-6 again for the 7th consecutive match, this time on 7 ends. Spooky. What is it about 6-6?
I don't know.
What is it about 6-6? It's unbelievable.
So Rhoanna Smith puts the first bowl down, and she's not too far away. She's finding her groove here. The young 19-year-old. These two have been having a little bit of a battle here. Marilyn Stephenson and Rowanna.
And Rhoanna's certainly, taking it up to a very experienced and very high-quality bowler. Marilyn, a part of the Bendigo-Campaspe Women's Region Sides team of 2016. They won the Women's Region Sides title, which Bowls Victoria runs.
This is great to watch.
Oh, wow. Definitely, as you said, Daniel, she's finding a rhythm now, isn't she? Finding the rhythm, the nerves are gone.
Yeah, and sometimes it can become intimidating playing against a name that's won so many things. And if people have got into her ear and been like, you're up against Marilyn, sometimes that can be quite daunting.
And I'm sure that while they are in slightly different regions, they're both sort of in that Murray kind of, like on the Murray, they play in different regions of Victoria and they play in different competitions. But they certainly would know of each other. And she's certainly not showing at all that she's overawed. A little bit of nervousness first couple of ends, and she's just settled into a real rhythm now, and she's giving her mum something to work with.
So Laureen puts a final bowl down. Bit of coverage at the back there. Stays on. It has. That's good.
Yep.
So 2 reasonably close and 1 behind.
Yeah, well bowled, Rowanna, and Laureen likes it at the other end. Polite applause there. On Marilyn too, if I remember rightly, Marilyn's Rink in the women's region sides up in Swan Hill. When they won that tournament, Marilyn's Rink absolutely carved it up too. They were fantastic. Pretty much the rink that made the difference in that competition. We run the women's region sides. It's all 16 regions from Victoria. Take part in a competition. Basically, pick their best players. We all go to Murray Downs at Swan Hill. Murray Downs, just over the border in New South Wales, but one of our clubs. Beautiful club there. And play in this year, Bendigo Campaspe ladies came up winning with Marilyn and Sandra part of the team.
Laureen's put a nice bowl in there.
Sense they're on the march a bit here, can't you?
Yeah, I reckon. Let's see how good Laureen's memory is. See if she can add another counter here. If it holds up, her weight's perfect. Don't think it's a counter though. I reckon she's 3 down. Sandra could get a slide here. That helped her out a little bit. Still trailing. Laureen's bowl just needs to keep on running. Oh, she's close again. There's one to come. Just assessing the head. 2 down.
We'd love to hear from you. So if you've got something to say, we would love it if you'd tweet us something. We're at Bowls Victoria is our Twitter handle, and use the hashtag 2016 Vic Open. 3 sets of aero bowls to give away to what our panel judges as the best 3 tweets of the day, and we'll announce that during the men's singles final later on today. Now, we're just going to there's a bit of action over on the in the men's, and I'm just going to go to Scott Nicholas now. Scott, can you update us on what's happening over there? It looks like Lee Schreiner and Brad Marin have got a bit of a run on here.
Yeah, well, I'm going to start sounding like a broken record in a second, Guy, but Schreiner just continues to impress, and Brad Marin keeps putting his bowls on the jack. The two, they've moved ahead now to 16-3. After it was 3-all, they've got the last 13 shots, and well, they're playing just about every shot in the book at the moment.
It's ominous signs. When Lee Schreiner has the chance to win 2 titles here, he'll be up in the men's singles final against Matt Flapper, as we've pointed out. But here's Liam Garlick-Adams delivering one now. We're just having a look at the men's to see what Liam can do here. But it would be fair to say, Scott, that they're in a spot of trouble right now.
I think that's
Nice
right.
bowler.
And
Very nice bowl.
just like that one, it's a good example. The jack's been moving around quite a bit, but it just seems to finishing next to Lee Schreiner's bowls or Brad Marin's bowls. So might need a big shot from Dane McKinnon just to fire the 2 boys up, but they've been a little bit flat, and if you look at the scoreboard, it's easy to see why.
There's Lee Schreiner there on camera.
Well, it is surprising here, Scott, because I've been glancing over every now and then, and the heads have been so good, and the scoreboard just doesn't seem to work out right. 16-3, but the heads have been amazing.
That's right, and a couple of times it's come down to the last 2 bowls, and I think if you look back a couple of ends, Dane was holding 1 or 2 shots, and Lee trailed the jack for 4. So, he's executing every shot he goes for. We'll see, watch this one down.
So there we go, just repeating Lee Schreiner and Brad Marin leading the men's pairs final, 16-3 over Dane McKinnon and Liam Garlick-Adams. Thanks for the update, Scott. We'll keep switching back to you as the need arises to keep us up to date on what's happening in that other match on the adjoining ring. Let's get back to our feature match, which is the women's pairs final, and Rhoanna Smith, boy oh boy. She's on, Daniel.
This is great. I can watch this all day.
She's on, mate. I think there might have been nerves early. I think might have turned into nerves of steel just now. Fantastic bowl to get things going. Smith and Smith now up 8-6, and they've really turned things around. Now the challenge for the Moama duo is can they fight back, because they're really being challenged. Rhoanna's particularly lifted her game here. So for Marilyn, the challenge is, can she rise to it?
Yeah, I think since Rhoanna's put the pressure on Marilyn, it's made it easier for Laureen to convert shots and to add to the head. And this is what we've been talking about all week, is pretty much your leader's got to get you off to a good start. And if they don't, then all of a sudden it's pressure on the skipper.
Well, we know Marilyn's pedigree. She's an excellent bowler. So if anyone's capable of reversing the trend, it is her.
Yeah, the pressure's on the Moama ladies here. Marilyn Stephenson needs to take this shot away from Rhoanna. Yeah, good effort. There's still one down, but it's opened the head up a bit for Sandra to try and do some damage.
So you go, the wonderfully correct action of Laureen Smith you're about to see.
I think Sandra's got to play a forehand here. She's got to try and sit that bowl or promote her short bowl. Maybe pick up the jack. She's got 2 left. Shot still on here for Sandra. See if she's narrowed it up a bit. Well, she's got on the same line, just taking a little bit of weight off. It's looking quite promising. Just gets the right angle. Oh.
Sometimes it is a game of angles, isn't it?
Yeah, she's got the right side of that bowl, would have came up, but unfortunately the way it was sitting. I love watching Laureen Smith's delivery. Just the way she puts it down. I don't know what it is.
It's beautiful. It's correct. It's a
And look at this.
oh, it's delightful, isn't it? Wonderful shot. Really finding their rhythm. I'm pleased. I don't want people to take it the wrong way, but it's very old school in its delivery, isn't it? And I mean that in the nicest possible way. It's correct. It's really nice to look at. Then you've got Sandra with this very interesting delivery. Watch the hand, flip back, flip forward.
They've got two different deliveries, haven't they?
Twist, yeah.
I just don't know if this is going to come in enough. Could slice it over, no. So, the mother and daughter combination pick up another 2.
That's a handy break, isn't it now, Daniel?
10-6 up.
So 10-6 to Rhoanna and Laureen Smith from Club Mulwala. They're leading Marilyn Stephenson and Sandra Connolly of Moama. 10-6. In our women's pairs final. In our men's pairs final, just updating you, Scott Nichols updated you just before. Lee Schreiner and Brad Marin leading Dane McKinnon and Liam Garlick-Adams 16-4 in our other rink.
And on our live stream, we have a little comment up here from Michael Sweeney. He says, finish it off now, Leroy and Brad. Great effort. And then after exclamation mark, it says Nutbush.
Well, there you go. I got nothing for you. I'm sure that Leroy, which is the nickname that everyone has for Lee Schreiner and Brad Marin, may well know what he's talking about.
Oh, another great start here by Rowanna.
Well, this young lady
This
is
is the key.
really firing up, isn't she?
This is why they're ahead right now.
It is, absolutely.
Oh, she found the hole.
It's a very good bowl from Marilyn, just not quite where it needed to be.
Rhoanna Smith's putting on a show for the spectators.
Absolute clinic at the moment. She is flying. I think the thing with her is too, we've seen some of the younger players who've come and played on the show rink. They've got it together from the get-go. They fired out the blocks. Ran a little bit slow, a little bit edgy and nervous, and she's settled into a rhythm as good as anything we've seen on the show rinks right now.
Yeah, when they find it, don't they?
Too right, they do.
It's a chance for her to tuck that jack into her other 2 and make 3 really handy bowls. Well, you'd be happy with the 2 she's got now, but
You wouldn't bet against her to make it 3, would you?
putting 3 on there is just... Let's see what happens. Rhoanna Smith, 19-year-old, only a 3rd-year bowling. She's got 2 right on it. Now she's protecting the back.
Yep.
Excellent.
I think Mum's ordered to put it there, and that's a really good call.
Yeah, most skippers would have, once you got 2 on, then just put the next behind. And Marilyn likes this. She's got the gap on when she went narrow the other side. Then she's got the other gap. So a little bit unlucky. 2 good bowls, just no result.
So her daughter has given her plenty to work with. What can Laureen Smith do here?
And I guess she's got the back covered now. She needs to tuck that jack away just to make it harder for Sandra to get at it. Now the Smith ladies got a bit of support online here on our live stream. We've got Albert Dodman just cheering on. He's saying "Go Girls" at Club Mulwala. Everyone's cheering them on in this women's pairs final. Laureen Smith, this comes in. It's going to be another counter. Could be. Sandra's playing weight. Just going to try and change the head up a bit here. Is it going to turn? Now, let's see what happens here. She doesn't want to spoil it. Oh, the Smiths are on fire.
They most certainly are. That's a fantastic bowl from Laureen Smith there.
She's holding 3 shots, and Sandra really needs to assess this. She needs to come up. Yep, she's walking up now. Because this is a critical part in the game here. You're 4 down on the scorecard. You're 3 down in the head. You got 1 bowl to do something. She really needs to to do something here.
Here's a gentleman who will be enjoying what he's seeing. Just the man in the centre of picture with the Bowls Victoria top on the blue. That's John Fisher, Bowls Victoria director. Past president.
Looks like he's enjoying it.
John's past president of Bowls Victoria, but he will be loving what he sees here. Hails from the Ovens and Murray, and John will be really enjoying what he's seeing with the Smith ladies here. It's terrific. He's a very proud supporter of Ovens and Murray Bowls. He'll be very excited by what he's seeing particularly from young Rowanna, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, let's see what Sandra can do here. She's playing weight again. See if this bowl turns for her. The last one hung out. This one's ducking. Smiths have added 3 more.
Wow. It's been a mighty couple of ends for Rowanna and Laureen Smith from Club Mulwala. They're up 13-6.
They're 7 up with 5 to go. And we found this with the mixed pairs even. They were 5-1 down and they ended up coming back. And it's the same that's happening right now.
It's 6-all, isn't it? Everything gets to 6-all.
Yeah, and then it just goes from there.
It's amazing. Every single game that we featured on our showering 6-all. Extraordinary.
So 13-6, we're playing end number 11 in the finals at the women's pairs.
Love to hear from you. If you've got something to say, please tweet us at Bowls Victoria. Hashtag 2016 Vic Open. We've got prizes. We have swag. 3 sets of bowls to give away to the best tweets as we judge them. 3 best tweets get a set of Aero bowls. Our thanks to our friends at Aero. Worth $495 a set. And you'll get them if you've got something clever to say. Maybe you've got a little bit of insight. Maybe you've got something witty to say.
Well, no tweet, but we've just got Craig Timberlake on the live stream. He just wrote a comment saying the Smiths are crisp.
It's hard to argue with that, isn't it? Well, this young lady has just been incredibly good the last few ends.
Yeah, I agree. Like, we're playing end 11 now, and probably from end 4 till now, she's just been on it. And once again, she corrects a little bit from her first. First went about 6 foot through, and she just trailed it down. A little bit unlucky. Still a good bowl. So what's the closest bowling club to the university that Rhoann's?
Yeah, Rhoanna's at Melbourne Uni now. She's studying science at Melbourne University. She's just moved down to Melbourne, which means she's playing a lot less bowls than she was because Club Mulwala in Yarrawonga, as we know, is a long way from Melbourne. So she's just moved down to Melbourne. She's living in the city of Melbourne, and I believe, I'm just doing the map in my head, if I was from Fitzroy, Victoria,
Oh, yes.
or Princes Park, Carlton, I would be watching this live stream very closely, and I'd be getting onto young Rowanna and saying, hey, we've got a spot on our pennant team for you. Because to those at Fitzroy, Victoria and Princes Park, she's in your neck of the woods. I'd say she could pretty safely walk to either bowling club.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, definitely.
She could, so don't say you haven't been warned. From what we've seen today, she'd be a welcome addition to any pennant team, I'm sure. Just moved down to Melbourne, doing her university studies. 3 years into a bowls career, one can only imagine what there is to come.
So Laureen's chucked one up there, just a little bit short. Really good line though, only 3 foot short. Let's see if Sandra can add one to the head. Just needs to get past those bowls and she'll be a counter. They're holding 2 at the moment. Oh, she's got into the pack again. So there's 4 there now. Both skippers just need to creep past that area. Laureen just needs to creep past and get second shot to go 1 down. Or of course, if she wants to play a little bit of extra weight, she can try and sit the bowl. But at this stage, Guy, you're 13-6 up. You've got 5 ends to play. I don't think it would matter if you go down 1, but you would try not to go down 2. So drawing second shots will be a smart decision here, I think.
Definitely needing a multiple, aren't
Sandra's made it hard, though. I reckon they're 3 down. This is Laureen's last bowl. She could be 3 down. Let's see if she likes it. I think it's going to go into that pack. It has. Oh, she has bumped up one of her own. Might cut it down a little bit. So it's only 1. That's a good bowl.
It's actually worked out well for them, hasn't it?
Yeah. So Sandra now needs to do a similar bowl to her last. Her last bowl was pretty good. So they'll take 1. Now we'll get them a little bit closer.
There comes the measuring tape. It is at that point of the match, isn't it?
Yeah.
Certainly in the situation though, they'd be mad not to.
Stephenson and Connolly get 2 here. All of a sudden there's only 4 shots in it. With 4 to play. So we'll see what the result is. Only 1. So it's 7-13. We've played 11 ends.
Now, just as we're getting set for this, we'll take you over to give you an update on the men's pairs final, which is going on the adjoining rink. That's Lee Schreiner and Brad Marin taking on Dane McKinnon and Liam Garlick-Adams. Lee Schreiner and Marin going very well. Scott Nicholas, what can you tell us?
Well, Dane McKinnon and Liam Garlick-Adams are doing just about everything they can to get back in the match, but unfortunately, Schreiner and Marin, they're still just too good at the moment. The score's now at 19-4.
Schreiner here on the mat. We'll stick with this for now. We'll just have a look at see what Schreiner can do. We'll get back to our feature match in a second.
So they are holding 1. It's just behind that blue and white bowl at the front there.
So I've noticed that McKinnon's last bowl was a drive, and that's why it was sitting on the bench. Just missed it.
We'll come back to our women's pairs final at the moment. The Smiths 13-7 up against Sandra, Connolly, Marilyn, Stephenson. Thanks to Scotty Nicholas there. We'll come back to you, Scott. That is creeping towards. Where are we at with ends with that? 9 or 10 ends, I believe. There.
Yeah, this is a 10th end.
Okay, we'll have a little. That's got a little bit yet to run. 15 ends. So we'll stick with that. Looks like Schreiner's picked up a shot there. Scott, is that correct?
Yeah, that's right. It's moved to 20-4.
Thanks for that. We'll return to our women's pairs final. Rhoanna Smith making a name for herself, lifting big time on the big occasion.
A bowl comes in nicely enough here. It's going to sit in a good spot. Yep, good second shot. So they're 6 up, and they're 1 down on the head.
Just goes behind.
That's a good spot there, just in case her mother just tries to trail it or push that bowl through. There's a little bit of protection there, and you can pick up a few numbers. Haven't seen many weighted shots from Laureen though. She just seems to be adding to the head or playing a nice draw shot.
From what I've seen of Laureen, you're probably not going to see too many weighted shots. You're going to see a lot of draws.
Yeah.
Certainly, Laureen is the state mixed pairs champion. She won that with Les Spencer back at State Champions Week in April in Bendigo. And
Ooh.
it's a good bowl. That makes things interesting.
It does. Well, they're Connolly and Stephenson are holding 2 now. Got to remember, we've only got 4 ends left. And although they're 6 down, if they pick up a 2 now, they'll be 4 down with 3 to play.
It's pulled up a bit short from Laureen there.
Let's see if Sandra can add. Very unlucky. The Smiths are holding 1 shot now.
Wow. Oh dear.
Now,
Sandra Connolly shakes her head, and I'm not surprised.
I thought I was getting a little bit nervous then, Guy. A bit of sweat coming off my forehead, but then I looked up on the thing and it's 31 degrees in here.
It's amazing how it's heated up indoors, isn't it? It's a beautiful sunny day. And yes, 31 degrees. Wow. I think it probably is something to be said, well, it might be 31 degrees actually outside. It's probably a good thing that we're actually not playing on the outside green and playing indoors.
Yeah. And Sandra's going to come up, have a look at the head here. Unfortunately, she played quite a good bowl, but was a little bit unlucky.
I mean, this is a game critical situation right now, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is game critical here.
They need to win this end. Now, how calm is Laureen over there? They're just casually standing there.
Chilled as popsicles, aren't they?
Must have a great relationship.
That said, though, they are holding all the aces at this point in time.
Big bowl, this one.
Very broad smile across the face of Laureen Smith as she crosses us, wanders back to the mat to deliver her last bowl.
She's played it safe there. Do you want to wreck what she already had? I don't think. So if her bowl went out of the head, she would have been 3 down. A little bit risky.
So Marilyn down with a tape measure, not for the first time in this match, but it is at that point. It's at that point where every measure counts for the ladies from Moama, trailing by 6.
So 1 shot to Stephenson and Connolly.
13.8. Is 1 shot enough, Daniel?
Yeah, it's still definitely doable. We're talking about some elite bowlers here, people who've bowled in tight situations, and they don't play state bowls for no reason, do they?
Very true.
So they've won plenty of region titles, and Smith is sitting on 13, and Stephenson Connolly on 8. That's only 5 the difference, and they've still got 3 ends to play. Now we do have a question here from, I don't know how to pronounce that last name. We'll go with this one, Jason Jones. Now, who is in the contention for the all-rounder medal, which is the Vic medal?
Okay, Jason, well, we can tell you that one person in... Well, I think there are probably 2 people in pretty clear contention for this. One is Anne Miles, who already has a Vic Open title now. She's won the triples, and she goes around in the women's singles later on today. She's been deep in pretty much every discipline. So Anne Miles from Yarrawonga will be deep in it, and one would have to suggest that Lee Schreiner is looking really good now because he's in the men's pairs final. There's 17 shots up at this point with about 5 more ends to go, and he goes around in the men's singles final tonight against Matt Flapper. So you would have to think that somewhere between Nana Ann and Lee Schreiner is our Vic medal winner. And we also, I'm just having a look too. It's just a question here, or just it's actually more a reply from Jade on our MySport live stream. Leroy beats Matty. You would think he would be looking the goods, and I think Ann Mills is also in a couple of finals. Very true, Jade. Absolutely spot on. That's exactly how we see it. Ann Miles would have to have her nose in front at the moment for 2 reasons. 1, she has a win under her belt already, and 2, she's been deep in pretty much everything, and 1 to go. Though Lee Schreiner looking very good on the adjoining rink there. Vic Medal is the award for the best performed bowler across all disciplines at the Victorian Open. It's $2,000 in prize money and a wonderfully prestigious award to win, and that is a fine bowl. Marilyn's delivered a really good clutch bowl there.
Yeah, Rhoanna and Laureen really can't relax right now.
Yep.
Because the Moama girls know there's only 3 ends to play. They need a few multiples to keep themselves in the run-in at the women's pairs final. Another good bowl here by Marilyn.
Oh,
Look at this.
Marilyn Stephenson, wow.
You know, there's not many ends left.
There's 2 cracking bowls from Marilyn Stephenson from Moama Bowling Club. Keeping her and Sandra Connolly in this. Rhoanna Smith delivers now. So skips up, all to play for now. Stephenson and Connolly holding the aces on this end, it would seem.
Now this mixed pairs final, it's 13-8. That's the first time I've seen Laureen play a bit of weight. And she needed to, because she was 2 down. If they get 2 shots, all of a sudden it's 13-10 with 2 to go. Laureen's second bowl looks pretty close. She might have saved the day here. Oh,
Wow.
I think Sandra really needs to come up and have a look. This is important. I wouldn't play this bowl.
I think they have all they need, don't they?
Well,
Here,
I
this
guess it's
is-
not too bad because if you do make contact, see how there's 2 white rings? Well, they're all hers anyway. So even if she
Yeah.
does make contact with their own shot bowl, the jack's going to come back here and then all of a sudden they've got 3.
I guess it's the obvious question, do they go for glory, play safe? They played safe, they're taking the one.
Yeah, righto. So we got 14 to 8.
Percentage play, the smart play.
Smart play, yeah.
Yeah, it gives them a 6-shot lead. 2 ends to play. Time will tell if it's the right decision, but the one thing we now know is that Stephenson and Connolly are going to need a very large multiple in one of these ends.
Yeah,
to
they need
make it
I would say they need at least a 3 here. If they get 2, of course, they still have a chance. But we haven't seen much of a multiple in this game.
Sometimes it's better if someone gives you give you $1 to take to the bank than risk it for $1.10.
Let's open it up for Marilyn. Rhoanna really needs to dob this one on. Done a pretty good effort. Stephenson's online, it's just whether she got the legs. It's a bit short, she's holding 2. Probably cut it down to 1 maybe.
Now, just while we're waiting for this to take shape, just a quick score update on the other ring. 22-4, Lee Schreiner up over Dane McKinnon. So that, unless Dane McKinnon and Liam Garlick-Adams can do something pretty dramatic in the
get a
next
6.
end.
You've got to get 3 6s, that may be 18 down.
They have to do something pretty dramatic here, or it's over. We'll keep you posted with that. We'll go back to this game here, which is our feature match, the women's pairs final.
And Marilyn Stephenson here.
And that's a
Excellent
great
bowl. They're still in contention. They could have 2 shots. Maybe even 3.
Well, 3's going to make it interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, they pick up a 3 here.
You just look at Laureen Smith, completely unflappable, walks past us, walks back to the mat. Obviously very confident in what she does.
Yeah.
She obviously has been doing it for a long time. She's obviously very, very confident in what she does. She just keeps a very even temper, very straight face. The only facial expression you see is a smile.
It's a bit like Amelia Bruggy.
It is a bit, isn't it?
So Laureen plays her backhand. She's got quite nice weight. It's in a good spot. Just cut it down. They're only one down now. She can't quite hear her mother. I think she's only one down. Yeah, only one down.
Not quite hearing your mother. That's a scene that's played out in houses all around the country any given day, isn't it?
Now, if Laureen can cut this end, she's already put that other bowl down. She was 3 down, now she's only 1. I think she's done her job.
She might have done her job. It depends on what Sandra Connolly does here.
Well, Sandra's got 2 bowls left. Laureen Smith. Already cut it down to 1.
We'll stick with this for the moment. We can just tell you we'll go to Scott Nicholas after Sandra Connolly delivers this bowl, but we can tell you that Lee Schreiner and Brad Marin are the Victorian Open men's pairs champions. I believe 22 to 6 over McKinnon and Garlic Adams. We'll just quickly go to Scott Nicholas just to update us quickly before this end. Lee Schreiner and Brad Marin convincing winners there, Scott.
That's right, Guy. Dane McKinnon had the last shot there and had a drive at the jack, took it, and it went off bouncing down the street just about. So I'm not too sure what happened on that last end, but yeah, Lee Schreiner and Brad Marin, too good this afternoon for Dane McKinnon and Liam Garlic Adams. Unfortunately for them, they missed out in the men's triples this morning. Also missed out in the men's pairs final just now, so congrats.
On the other side, we have Sandra Connolly trying to get a multiple here. But they only get the 1. It makes it very hard on this last end.
Now, thanks to Scotty Nicholas for his coverage of the outside games today and keeping us up to date with those. Lee Schreiner and Brad Marin, the men's pairs champions. Match finishing with a bowl virtually going to the car park. Check your car if you're leaving Shepparton Park Bowls Club. You might have a bowl in it. Hopefully not in your windscreen. The measuring tape is
So
is
just the
coming
1.
again. So just the 1.
So we're on to our last end. Their scores are 14 to 9. Stephenson and Connolly in there to 5 to force an extra end.
Well, it's been a really tense match, this one. There's been a lot of tension around the game. It's just been a really tense march through the 15 ends of this one.
Well, the Smiths went on a 13 to 4 run. So they were 5-1 down. and then all of a sudden they got up to 6-6, and now they're 14-9 up. So we have found that a lot in the Vic Open, where it takes the eventual winners it takes about 4 or 5 ends for them to actually get into things. Once they do get into it, they're on fire. Handy start by Stephenson. Connolly, Stephenson. Now, we have seen a lot of funny things happen in sport this year. I know in the baseball, the Cubs broke that massive drought. And the same thing can happen in bowls. Like, you need 5 shots. It's hard to get, but it can happen.
Can happen. We have seen plenty of unusual things.
And the Western Bulldogs in AFL?
The Western Bulldogs breaking their AFL duck. For those in the northern states, Cronulla winning their first ever NRL and New South Wales Rugby League Premiership.
And in the EPL, the soccer?
Leicester City. Well, who'd have thought it? So,
at the moment, they're holding 2.
So as they say about the Cronulla Sharks, are we leaving the porch light on for Harold Holt with the Moama ladies here?
Needs to keep running this bowl. Just short. That's... Now, Sandra still has 3 bowls. They're holding 2. If Sandra can draw 3 shots here, they've got their 5.
And we go to an extra end. It's been a different type of match, I think, to any that we've seen on the showings. There's just been a sizable amount of tension. A little bit of nerves from all ladies to start, then it's settled into rhythm for one, rhythm for the other, and now it's been an arm wrestle. It's been tension the whole way through.
Oh, it's made it tough. And the reason it's made it tough is because the jacks can't come forward. Well, they can, but it's hard to get that jack forward.
Laureen is in that handy position of just being able to add a bit of weight when required here and put the game beyond reach. But we see what she does here. She might even be able to do better than that.
She's drawn 3rd shot. I wonder how Rhoanna's feeling right now.
She's in her 3rd year of playing bowls. She has a hand on a Victorian Open title. And the beauty is if she does complete this, it will be alongside her mother.
Needs to keep coming, Laureen. Ooh, they're 3 down. Now, how can Sandra make it 5? I don't want to say it, but she can't. If you're looking at that head, the 2 blue discs at the top of the screen, one of them needs to come up. But if one of them come up, these white ones here is also going to come up. I cannot see a way. it's just, yeah, it's very hard.
It's a little like someone gave you a Rubik's Cube and super glued it together so you can't move it, isn't it?
Yeah. Now this is back to Nick McIntyre when we had him on the show yesterday. It was yesterday, yes.
It was.
He was going on about how important it is to add to the head. Now that previous end, if they picked up that 2 instead of the 1, then all of a sudden Sandra just needs to draw 1 here, and then she can go into an extra end. So that's how important it is to just keep adding to their head. If you've already got the shot, just try and get another one. Because when you're left in these situations, a 4's much easier to get here than what it is to get a 5.
So the decision to bank the shot may turn out to be the match winner.
Now from the angle that I'm looking at, from where I'm standing, there is still a possibility. Sandra just pointed it out. She needs to play onto the shortest bowl at the top of the screen here on the right-hand side, and then it will punch this one up, and then hopefully the shot that you've just bowled rolls up as well. I think that's the only thing on.
Great to know we've got so many people watching from Canada. We're just seeing a tweet there, enjoying the live stream in Canada, cheering for Kelly in the singles. Cannot wait. The Smiths are crisp. It's hard to argue with that. Rhoanna and Marilyn, such a class act. The marathon man is back, hashtag. Blaine Edwards there, one of our state players, sending that through. Jason Jones asking who's in contention for the all-round medal. We answered that a little while ago. We think Ann Miles and Lee Rhoanna are the 2. Big bowl, Sandra Connolly here.
Well, they get 3, but it's not quite enough.
And Laureen and Rhoanna Smith are the Victorian Open Women's Pairs champions. 14-12 over Marilyn, Stephenson and Sandra Connolly from Moama. Mother and daughter combination win the Victorian Open Women's Pairs.
The crowd is
That's
smiling.
a lovely scene on the green. Mum and daughter embracing. And Rhoanna wiping the tears from her eye. It's a beautiful moment.
The Smith pair, mother and daughter. Great to see if so. Wonderful achievement to be able to share.
They are most definitely mother and daughter, Diesel. And some moments in sport are different. Sometimes we see sporting history created. I think here we've created family history. So our women's pairs champions for 2016 at the Victorian Open, Laureen and Rhoanna Smith from Club Mulwala. Men's pairs, Lee Rhoanna and Brad Marin have won that. We'll throw to a break now. We'll be back very soon with the presentations.
You love your sport, and so do we. Here at My Sport Live, we live to capture your favourite sporting events live, to be viewed anywhere around the world as it happens or on demand. There is absolutely no limit to your imagination, be it possibly basketball, football, or even cricket. Perhaps any other sport that you can think of. We aim to juggle any sport or event that you desire. From local competitions to multi-sport tournaments, we produce live action media on any viewing platform, customised to your event's budget or requirements. All we ask is you bring your own athletes.
Club. This afternoon we've seen two great pairs games, and we'll commence the presentations with the silver medalists in the women's pairs, and we would ask Marilyn, Stephenson and Sandra Connolly to come forward to be presented with their silver medals by Bowls Victoria Director John Fisher. And I'll now ask Guy Hand to do a quick interview for the live streaming. Thank you, Guy.
Excuse me, ladies. We need you back for to talk on the Bowls Victoria live stream. Skipper Sandra Connolly for Moama. It was a really tense game. Talk us through how I guess you guys went. It was close, but not close enough.
Yeah, you could feel a bit of tension out there. I sort of started off all right, but then Maz came good, but we never quite came good enough. No, look, Rowan led very well, Laureen played very well. Yeah, we weren't good enough in the game, but you're right about the tension, Guy.
Can I ask you, Marilyn, it's always good to talk to you. We spoke after the Bendigo-Campaspe win in the women's region sides, but the Victorian Open, it's a great tournament, and people love coming here. You play here most years. Can I ask you your opinion of how you've enjoyed this year's tournament?
Yes, I've enjoyed this year's tournament thoroughly, very well organised. Thanks to Shep Park, volunteers, umpires, everyone that makes this event run smoothly. Ladies in the kitchen, thank you very much. We've had a fabulous week. Thank you.
Thanks so much to the ladies from Moama Bowling Club, Sandra Connolly and Marilyn Stephenson. They'll be playing on very new greens in April. Big new redevelopment going on there.
Thank you, Guy. Well, now as the gold medal presentation, I'd like to invite Rhoanna and Laureen Smith up to receive their gold medal from John Smith.
Well, Rhoanna and Laureen Smith, Victorian Open champions. As nice as it is to make sporting history, it must be pretty great to make family history too.
Oh, very much so. It was actually even a scratch team. I wasn't sure that Ro was actually going to make it because of the uni exams, but she finished on Cup Day, so it was all good. She practiced on Singles Day and came good for the pairs.
Can I ask, she's probably not going to tell us this, but can I ask you, I mean, the fantastic bowling out there. She a little nervous to kick off with, but once she got rolling, that was superb.
The middle section of those game was just wonderful. Started off nervous, finished nervous, but got the middle in the middle, and it was fantastic. Great to watch.
Rhoanna, you've been playing this game for just 3 years. You're 19, you're at university in Melbourne now. You've been playing for just 3 years and you're a Victorian Open champion. That must feel quite incredible.
Yeah, it's just insane. I just can't believe it. I'm wrapped, just stoked. Yeah.
Can I ask you what it's like playing with Mum?
No, it's the best. Like, it's just the best. Yeah. It's just great. I love playing with Mum. She doesn't expect too much of me, which is nice. So it's nice that I played all right for her, and she got us through as well. So I'm just proud to play with my mum. She's amazing. So what can I say?
Thank you so much for adding a lot of light to our tournament, ladies and gentlemen. Laureen Smith and Rhoanna Smith.
Thanks very much, Guy. Ladies and gentlemen, now we'll do the presentation for the Victorian 2016 Men's Pairs Championship. I'd like to invite the silver medalists up to receive their medals, Liam Garlick-Adams and Dane McKinnon from the Altona Bowling Club.
Welcome to our Bowls Victoria live stream. I suppose tough day at the office, Dane, but it's hard when you catch Leroy and Brad in the sort of form they were in.
Yeah, we caught them in full flight, that's for sure. No, well done, boys. Yeah, awesome. Had an awesome tournament, so thoroughly deserved, and just a pity we couldn't give you a bit more of a game, but yeah, well done to both of them.
Liam, it's been a great tournament for you guys. You've made a couple of finals and played a lot of bowls over the last week. You put a lot down. Enjoyed yourself?
Yeah. Look, it's been great tournament. You know, I suppose we've got to thank the volunteers to start with, all the clubs that hosted everything, and it's great. A lot of games. I'm looking forward to next week with a bit of time off, so that'll be good. Yeah, that's about it.
Well done, boys. Great to have you as part of the tournament. We look forward to seeing you back in Metro Pennant action, probably from Saturday.
Thank you, Guy. I'd now like to invite the 2016 Bowls Victoria Men's Pairs Gold medalists up to receive their medals. This is Bradley Marin and Lee Rhoanna, a composite team. Lee's from Rosny Park in Tasmania and Bradley's representing the MCC. So please come forward, gentlemen.
Brad, every time we cross to you guys on the live stream, there seemed to be magic going on this screen. You guys were up to something brilliant. Usually it was both of you doing something good. Talk us through that. It must be great when they're coming out the way they obviously were there.
Oh, well, probably save the best game to last. I sort of haven't led too flash over the course of the week, but when you're playing with this bloke and against quality opposition, you have to lift yourself to the high expectations. So, yeah, just got lucky in the end, played well. Full credit to the boys. They had a hard day at the office, but obviously they've had a great tournament. Barb and the mob, well organised and everything. The live streaming boys, great, fantastic. And this bloke, I said to him a while back, I've entered us in the Vic Open pairs, and he laughed at me and he said, bloody hell, I'm not coming over. So here he is today. Thanks, mate.
I bet you're glad he turned up. Lee, obviously you're in another final later on today. They call you the marathon man. You've played a lot of bowls this week.
Oh, a few, not as many as last time. Not as many as D-Mac, I think. I think he's got a couple on me, so I think the shorter end formats are really good. It was set to play when I was here 4 years ago, and you know it just took that extra 30, 40 minutes to play every game. So it allows us now to rest between games, and it's important to, you know, if you want to go deep in a tournament. My fitness is not great, so the rest time helps me.
I won't ask you, you've got a big match coming up in a couple of hours, but just want to ask you, you're a Tasmanian representative, you're an Australian representative, or representative in the past. What do you make of the tournament and how have you enjoyed yourself?
Yeah, well, no offence, but I swore blind I'd never come back after 4 years ago because it nearly killed me, but I had to come back. I mean, Brad and I have played a lot of pairs now. We go good together, and when Brad put the entry in, we racked up Mikey for the triples, and Mikey ended up winning the mixed pairs, but we were completely unsuccessful in the triples, which was I thought was the one we were the most chance to maybe go deep in. But the tournament's great. I mean, the weather's been smashing, so that's got to help with the organisation. There must be hundreds of volunteers that help out, and all the different venues, and you know, greenkeepers that have to roll and prepare greens at 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning to get them ready, and all the people that make that set up the coffee and tea for me. Thank you. I've had about 200 cups of coffee this week. So, yeah. Yep.
Hopefully that'll help you prepare for what comes next. Rest up. You've got a big game coming. Thanks for being part of our tournament.
Thanks, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Big Victoria, I'd like to follow on what Lee said. We really appreciate the fantastic work all the 17 clubs volunteers have done today. If we didn't have their support, we wouldn't have such a great event, and we sincerely thank them very much. Ladies and gentlemen, the next game we have coming up on the television rink is the women's singles gold medal game between Kelly McKernan from Caulfield Park and Miles from Yarrawonga. The ladies will be commencing their roll-up shortly and will be on with the game. We do hope you enjoy it, and we'll be back to you shortly. Thank you.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. You've heard it. Lee Schreiner and Brad Maron, they are the men's pairs finalists of the 2016 Vic Open. And Rhoanna Smith and her mother, Laureen Smith, took out the women's pairs. Stay tuned with us, guys. We've only got about 5 more minutes, and we're going to take you the main event, women's singles, Kelly McKerahan versus Ann Miles.
Welcome to Shepparton.
Welcome to Shepparton.
Welcome to Shepparton.
Hello, welcome.
Welcome to Shepparton.
Greater Shepparton.
Hello. Go Shepparton!
Shepparton is 2 hours north of Melbourne, smack in the middle of the stunning Goulburn Valley.
We're passionate sports lovers and we play to win.
Here we have a strong sporting culture.
We ride, jump and put on quite a show.
And our events are always a smash.
And when the siren sounds, play with us. Shepparton City Centre has something for you.
Dine in our restaurants.
Grab a coffee in our very cool cafes.
Or pull up a pew and enjoy a few bubbles.
Accommodation.
Yep, we've got all the stars.
From big and beautiful
to quiet and quaint.
You can even sleep under the stars and we'll throw in the view.
Now that you're fully rested, get up and have a look at this.
This is just one of our sporting precincts.
Athletics track.
Soccer, football, netball courts, and hockey fields.
International BMX track and velodrome.
If you play it, we have a court, track, arena, venue ready.
Ready, set, go!
Go! Get some culture, that is.
We've got art that moves.
Balls of art.
Festivals, fiestas and fun.
Here and here.
We are culturally alive.
Get on your bike or put on your runners. We have over 40 kilometres of tracks around the city.
Shepparton!
Shepparton! Shepparton!
Where to Shepparton?
Go, Shepparton!
Want more information?
Where to stay?
Where to play?
To drink.
To dine.
What to see?
Check us out.
Come to Shepparton.
Come and visit.
Good. Better!
Best. Good, better, best.
Because the best thing we have to offer you is us. Great people who do a great job.